It doesn't surprise me that Merrick Garland's Department of Justice is corrupt. We know he's one of the most dangerous men in the country. He's at the helm of the Department of Justice, so he's giving these directives. But usually in our court system, if there's a corrupt prosecutor, it's the judge that holds the corrupt prosecutor accountable and doesn't let them violate the constitutional rights of the defendants. Talk to me about this judge you've been discussing in a lot of your work, Judge Tim Kelly, and the role that he's been playing in allowing this malfeasance from the Department of Justice.
Judge Tim Kelly is a Trump-appointed judge who sits on the D.C. District Court. This is the courthouse that is handling every January 6th trial. Now, Liz, not a single trial against a Trump supporter should be held in the nation's capital, a city that's almost 100% Democratic, that views the events of January 6th quite differently than the rest of the country. They consider this really a domestic terror attack on their own personal and professional fiefdom. The judges also feel this way. So, and this includes Judge Tim Kelly. He has egregiously held 4 of the 5 men now facing seditious conspiracy charges on trial now in Washington. He has held 4 out of 5 of them for behind bars for 2 years, Liz, repeatedly denying their release from jail, claiming even though they have no criminal record and 4 out of 5 of them face no violent charges, that they are a threat to the community because they were part of the mob that attacked the Capitol. So now Judge Kelly is fully invested in their conviction, so he can justify his cruel decision to keep these innocent men, yes, we still believe in innocent before proven guilty, innocent men behind bars, languishing, tormented, in solitary confinement for the first part of their incarceration. So he's fully invested in their conviction. He has acted as nothing more than a rubber stamp for this DOJ. He also is a longtime creature of the Department of Justice and worked for years at the DC U.S. Attorney's Office, the very same office prosecuting every single one of these cases. So here's the little incestuous culture that exists in this tiny town of Washington, D.C. But what he really did this week took his own judicial misconduct to a whole different level. There were revelations. The defense team in this trial, seditious conspiracy trial, uncovered messages by one of the lead case agents, FBI case agents, communications with other agents that dealt with doctoring with a report about FBI informants, destroying hundreds of pieces of evidence, and more egregiously, monitoring the privileged communications emails between one defendant who is incarcerated and his attorney. And they repeated all of this in court. And as one defense attorney was pressing this FBI agent about the messages that they discovered that the FBI and DOJ tried to hide from defense, but someone on the defense team uncovered these hidden messages. Once she was confronted with the messages that they found, Judge Tim Kelly abruptly ended the jury trial, excused the jurors for the day, told them they would come back the next day, which they didn't. He held another hearing without the jury present so he could hash out what the government said. Those messages were accidental. They had nothing to do with this case. They're classified. It was a spill of classified information. One of the U.S. attorneys told Judge Tim Kelly. It was absolutely outrageous. And so there were a flurry of motions filed all weekend. Well, what came back today, to the shock of no one, is that Judge Tim Kelly very severely limited the cross-examination that was going on when he excused the jurors, severely limited that cross-examination of the FBI witness, also tossed out any reference to the destroyed evidence, also tossed out any discussion about violations of attorney-client privilege, and also just basically said whatever the government claimed about this spreadsheet, I'm going along with, and none of this is going to be relevant or discussed in front of the jury. That's what he ruled on Monday morning. So these defendants are just stuck in this, I call it circle of hell, judicial and legal hell. The same time Judge Tim Kelly is conducting this trial this way, He's denied numerous requests to move the trial out of Washington, D.C., which of course it should be.